been another sharp rise in the number of people crossing the Channel in small boats this year. More than 38,000 people have already made the journey to the UK, compared with 28,500 last year. And of the migrants who arrived here last year, almost none of them has had their application for asylum processed. The UK's asylum system is now costing more than £2 billion a year. Our Home editor, Mark Easton, reports.
Wait, and go.
Children pulled aboard an RNLI lifeboat from the English Channel just a few weeks ago.
Breathing, walking.
Distressing images illustrating the challenge posed by record numbers of migrants trying to reach the Kent coast in flimsy boats. For a Brexit campaigner like Suella Braverman, who promised to take control of Britain's borders, every arrival is an embarrassment. But the situation is also a huge practical challenge for the Home Secretary, because currently her department simply cannot cope. On arrival, migrants are taken here, a short-term holding centre at Manston in Kent. Designed for 1,000, there were 2,800 people at the facility on Monday when the Independent Inspector of Borders paid a visit to the overflow tents hurriedly erected in the grounds. Today, MPs were told conditions at Manston were so dangerous the inspector had been left speechless and had written to warn the Home Secretary.
I spoke to an Afghan family who had been in the marquee for 32 days with kit mats on the floor, with blankets, for 32 days, and a Syrian family who'd been there for 2 weeks as well, the mother of who was terribly distressed because she didn't know where they were going. So this is a pretty wretched conditions.
Home Office officials say the nationalities of those crossing the Channel is changing, with Albanians now the #1 category. In 2020, just 50 Albanians arrived in small boats. Last year, it was 800. This year already, it's 12,000. And of that number, 10,000 are single men, representing more than 1% of Albania's adult male population arriving in the UK this year.
The rise has been exponential. And we think that is in the main due to the fact that Albanian criminal gangs have gained a foothold in the north of France and they've begun facilitating very large numbers of migrants.
The Home Office says Albanian crime groups organise travel for people looking to reach the UK. Planes bound for Belgium, they say, are arranged for the express purpose of getting people into small boats. The new Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, wants many more migrants to be prosecuted for illegally arriving in Kent. She's also enthusiastic about the scheme to send asylum seekers to Rwanda and would actually like to see the scheme expanded. And she also wants to prevent the European Court of Human Rights from being able to stop flights. With the Rwanda scheme stalled in the courts and 100,000 people stuck in the asylum system, many migrants are being housed in hotels like this one in Scarborough. The cost? Almost £7 million a day.
Hold the line.
With government systems gridlocked, the RNLI keeps training crews for rescuing migrants from the Channel. There are no quick fixes to what was described to MPs today as a really dangerous situation. Mark Easton, BBC News.